movement. I felt it urged, provoked in my heart to preach to some shepherds because you are the enemy's #1 target. Listen to me.
Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA Faith about 1 month ago had an event in Los Angeles, California, and they invited me to preach. And now it is eerie 1 month later to watch the message back. I'm going to play you a snippet of it because I believe the Lord has something to say.
The Lord said this: strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. Now, you and I understand, because we know our Bibles, that this was namely speaking of what would happen to Christ. But listen to me, this will apply to any shepherd. We see that this is proven true in Acts chapter 5. Y'all remember Gamaliel, the guru, Pharisee. He says, hey, may I remind you, there was Theudas. Theudas had some followers, and guess what we did? We killed him. And his followers scattered. He says it wasn't just Theudas, there was also Judas of Galilee. Guess what happened to Judas of Galilee? We killed him. And his followers scattered, giving credence to this idea that if you can simply strike the shepherd, it will dismantle the movement. I felt it urged, provoked in my heart to preach to some shepherds because you are the enemy's #1 target. Listen to me, your life represents so much more than just your life.
Oh, 1 month later, watching that back is eerie, but listen to me. The enemy's tactic is to strike the shepherds. And yesterday in Utah, a shepherd was struck. What the enemy would love nothing more to do out of Charlie Kirk's death is to cause all the sheep to scatter. But right now, I believe God is going to turn this around. And not only are the sheep not going to scatter, the sheep are going to rise up like never before. Shepherds are going to begin to speak out. There are going to be people beginning to carry the banner of the truth of Jesus Christ like never before. I want to remind you, Ephesians 6 says that we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers of the air, against spiritual wickedness in high places. The enemy is trying to get you and I to think on the plane of flesh and blood, but that's not where we retaliate. We retaliate in the spirit where we know the real battle is. And let me remind you of what 2 Corinthians 10 says. 2 Corinthians 10 says that the weapons of our warfare, they're not carnal, but they are still mighty in our God for the pulling down of strongholds and the tearing down of every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God. That's what Charlie Kirk came against. He came against things that set themselves up against the knowledge of God. And it is time for you and I to stand up in the power of the gospel, filled with the Holy Spirit, just as Charlie Kirk was, and take that mantle, take that baton of truth further than ever before. It's not time for sheep to scatter. It's time for sheep to rise.